Question number 2, David Shearer.
Mr. Speaker, to the Prime Minister, does he stand by all his statements?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, yes, particularly the one when I said, wow, it's going to be an interesting 61 days before September.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Does he stand by his statement that, quote, this government is successfully managing the economy to make sure New Zealanders can afford to buy a home? And if so, can he guarantee that any of the 39,000 homes to be built in Auckland will be affordable to first home buyers?
Yep. Come on. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, in answer to the first part of the question, yes.
Question, David Shearer.
Can he guarantee that any of the 39,000 houses to be built in Auckland, as a part of that agreement, will be affordable for first home buyers?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not responsible for the actual building of the homes, but in answer to the question, yes, I'm pretty sure they will be.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
What measures is he prepared to take to ensure first home buyers are preferred over speculators in the 39,000 new homes that are going to be built in Auckland?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the first important step is to make sure that 39,000 homes are built. I mean, supply is one of the big issues, because if we look in Auckland at recent times, that the number of new homes and dwellings have been built have been roughly around 3,500. The second thing, of course, is to make sure that New Zealanders have jobs, and increasingly that's the case. Third thing is to make sure they have affordable interest rates. Well, we know interest rates are about half what they were under a Labor government. And, Mr. Speaker, making sure that consents can actually happen quickly, which is why there will be reform of the RMA under a national-led government. Mr. Speaker, I think the chances of a first home buyer getting a home under a national government are a lot greater than one under a Labor government.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Thank you. Given his statement, quote, I don't think it should be a tool that is used to write high LVR ratios for a bunch of rich people and lock out a whole lot of first home buyers, what action has he taken to ensure the Reserve Bank does not do exactly that?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as the member will know, the Reserve Bank is going through a period of consultation at the moment, so the government is talking to the Reserve Bank. I would point out, though, that the preference of the government would be that the Reserve Bank actually does use the other tools that it has in the toolbox, in particular those macro-prudential tools that the member is talking about, as opposed to raising interest rates, which of course is the alternative. So the government will be working alongside the Reserve Bank. Well, capital gains actually won't work. They don't work anywhere in the world when it comes to that.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
In light of his last answer, will he rewrite the agreement with the Reserve Bank to ensure that first home buyers are preferred over speculators in the event that loan-to-value ratios are introduced?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's a bit early to go through any sort of rewriting. The Reserve Bank is going through a consultation process. The government will participate as part of that consultation process. But if the member seriously thinks that a capital gains tax is going to solve the problems, then he needs to think again. Show me any place in the world that has a capital gains tax and prove to me that it hasn't stopped a bubble. And as the member well knows, a capital gains tax is a realisation tax. All people do is buy it and don't sell.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that every OECD country, bar the Netherlands, has a capital gains tax on property, why won't he introduce a capital gains tax here to dampen demand and give first home buyers a first decent crack?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it actually wouldn't dampen demand, and it hasn't dampened demand anywhere in the world that they have them. In fact, what happens with the OECD and the IMF when they recommend a capital gains tax is they want a comprehensive capital gains tax. And you see, the reason Mr. Clark is trying to shout me out is a very good reason. He knows privately within their caucus they are talking about putting a capital gains tax on the first home. That's what Labor's going to do on the first home for New Zealanders. That's right.
Order. Question number 3, Paul Goldsmith. Order. I've called Paul Goldsmith.
Mr. Speaker, my question is to the